Start recording our session. Hello, guys. Great you could make it. The session is in English, actually, because I will do this webinar together with Aschwani from Reportgarden. And the first part I will do, and then I will hand over to Aschwani, and he will show a little bit a hands-on part, what's possible actually in reporting and putting together everything into one place. So still trying to multitask because there are still people coming in, but I will start sharing my screen. And voila. So great. So everyone else who just came in, hello. Great, you could make it too. We will have a look today at digital marketing reporting, just some few words about me. So I'm doing this since 25 years, all kind of digital marketing, and lecturing on different universities also. And the main focus right now in my agency, we focus on digital marketing analytics. So helping people find the right strategies, or if they did some measures like campaigns, finding out what worked and why not. That's one part. The next important part is TikTok, from strategies onto all the advertisement and measurement. We have a deeper look today, including digital ads management on Facebook, Instagram, whatever you want. And then Shopify, e-commerce. So focusing on e-commerce, but mainly on Shopify. For me, the only true great platform. You can quickly do lots of business for the next few years and grow a lot. And for everything you do, you need reporting, you need optimization. I've learned that not always you need a strategy, but you always have to focus on certain goals and KPIs and try to learn a lot and optimize everything. And that's why we are here today. So I'm working for myself, not for Reportgarden. But today we will have a look at the Reportgarden in detail, also with Aschwani, who is joining us from India directly. So he's already late, and soon the sun's going down in Switzerland too. So we'll have a look at some basic stuff, KPIs, benchmarks. Then I analyzed dozens of campaigns, and there we got some insights. And we have our yearly or our monthly Swiss TikTok ranking, and because it's 1 year, or to be more precise, 13 months, we had a deeper look into the data. We scrapped lots of data from TikTok, half legally, and analyzed it. And and then the last part, after 20 minutes, Aschwani will show us the reporting part, and we can have a Q&A afterwards, as long as you wish. You can already type questions into the chat if you like, or you can ask afterwards when we have our Q&A session. So first of all, some basics. So I got many principles, but in terms of reporting, I think it's extremely important that everyone has access within the company, from the top management to the employee, including agencies, including creative media agencies, whoever, to have one dashboard for everyone, that everyone talks about the same KPIs. And we analyzed many years ago 10,000 of e-commerce sites, and we saw the better conversion rate you have, the more the reporting and analytics was rolled out within the company, where the more people had access from the management, from the top to the bottom, the better conversion rates were, and the better also other KPIs like turnover were. So it's super important that everyone's on the same boat. Maximum automation, always important, but still we send around lots of PowerPoints and Excel sheets, so this has to stop. And less is more, maybe focus on 3, 4, 5 KPIs instead of 30, because you cannot handle it. Maybe you can handle 6, 7-ish, and then it's okay. It's always okay to make a deep dive when you think why something worked or why not. But in general, for the weekly call, daily calls, just focus on some few important KPIs. Like this, you learn a lot. And that's the important part. So you plan, you build, you try out, you optimize. We learned this already. And I think also from the more broad view, so try to plan, build, optimize things on social media, because you get an immediate feedback, and then you can go on to more classical online stuff like a newsletter, or even make TV ads. But don't start with the TV ads. Always start with the most agile platforms where you can measure a lot and immediately. KPIs, there are tons of KPIs, and me and Masha, when we're doing reports, we have dozens of KPIs. But at the end, you want to reach out people, want to engage, you want to activate people that they're interested in products, and then you want to convert them to leads or sales directly. And in the reach space, we always look at how many people we have reached and how many times, so the impressions, all the views when you got videos. We look at the frequency and the average view time of videos, and normally we look at the CPM, how many people, how 1,000 contacts would cost you, for example, in Swiss francs. When it comes to engagement, when you do branding, that's always important to have not only reach, but also engagement. So we look at the engaged people and the interactions. And then there are 2 quality KPIs which are important. So the first one, it's user engagement rate. There it's important that you don't mix up like interactions and reach people. So you have to stay on the same level. So you take the engaged people and see how many engaged people compared to the reach people you have. So that's the user engagement rate, which is in global important. When you go down more on the content, even on certain posts, the post engagement rate is important. There you take the interactions per post, the average interactions per post, and compare it to the impressions. So always stay on the same level. Impressions and interactions come together, engage people and reach people come together. Don't mix things up like interactions per reach people, or even sometimes interactions per fans. So that's really pretty stupid KPI. Sometimes it's not possible to take something different like fans, for example, if you do benchmarking, but for your own reporting, you always have to stick to the people you have reached and never to the fans. You could check the cost per engagement, but we don't look at it at all. Clicks, visits, that's pretty obvious. Maybe also visits in certain product pages, which are important. We look sometimes at the click-through rate just to get an idea if certain messages or creatives work well. Then we look at the time spent on site. That's much more important than like page views. It's pretty outdated nowadays. The bounce rate, sometimes just to see if there is any like measure campaign, something which has extraordinary bad bounce rates. But then if you do more marketing, if you do more paid, your bounce rate goes up. That's normal, but it's okay. So we only look at anomalies on this part. Cost per click, it's the KPI from the cost perspective. And then what's much more important beside reaching out people, it's the main goal to create leads or orders. So you barely look at click through rates. We always try to find a conversion funnel on the website, on the landing page. So we check the leads, the orders, maybe the conversion rate, and the value which is created. In e-commerce, it's the order value, the average order value, and the cost per lead or cost per order. So if you doing advertising in front, we always look at the cost per lead, for example, and not at the cost per click. It's much more relevant. So that's the most important part. We continuously look for in our projects. So we're helping brands, sometimes only analyzing on a monthly basis and give advice. So we have lots of data. So some benchmarks, more in-depth benchmarks. If you're a customer, you get more, but here are some interesting general stuff. So the CPMs, actual CPMs, we've handling the last few months. So TikTok is always much less, 5 to 10 times less than Instagram. Facebook, it's a bit more pricier, but it always depends on the targeting you use. The niche targeting is always more expensive than a broad targeting, and in general, it makes more sense to have a broad targeting because the algorithm from Facebook is much better than your targeting skills. Not Instagram, but LinkedIn, the last one, it's super pricey, but it's also sometimes the only way to reach out to people, up to 25, 30 Swiss francs per 1,000 people or 1,000 impressions. We do lots of B2B campaigns on Facebook. You get a bit better quality, but you have less, so the cost per lead often is much less than on LinkedIn at the end, and you have a much broader audience. The view times on TikTok always a bit higher, so 6 to 9 seconds, that's really the good average. So sometimes it's often much more, sometimes not, but this is the good average. On Facebook, it's always a bit lower. And to get people really to create reads or orders on an online shop, you have to, in a month, you have to reach out to people several times. It's between 8 and 12 times we saw a high increase in conversion rates and lead conversions. If you have a lower frequency, also the conversion rate is much lower. In terms of engagement rates, and in TikTok, we have some, but it's a huge difference from 0.5 up to 10%, 15, 20% engagement rates. On Facebook, you have those engagement rates. On Instagram, a bit higher. So these are like good engagement rates. It always depends on targeting, on paid, organic, and also on the content itself. Click rates, you know them, but I think depending on engagement rates and also click-through rates, it depends also on the topic. So if you have like a boring financial topic, it's 0.3 click point rates. It's already great, like Hypothekarzinsätze, for example, mortgages. But if you're like a consumer business, so you should be in the higher part of those engagement and click-through rates. Time spent on site depends what you are, but often it's good to have like 1.5 to 2.5 minutes in average. And the conversion, I think a good conversion rate, depending always on the product also. Is it a cutlery which costs 3,000 Swiss francs, one steak messer, steak knife, for example, or 2,000 for a steak knife, then your conversion rate would be lower. but in general, normal products with average order values between 100 and 300, you should be able to reach 2 or 3%. So these are our personal benchmarks when we are analyzing customers. Yeah, maybe you are over it, maybe you are under it. Depends also a little bit about your industry. So what we have learned in the last year on TikTok, especially on our analysis we did now last week, actually. So we were analyzing our data. We have collected the last 13 months, but we are also automated the automated scraping of TikToks, mainly about the last 30 TikTok posts of each Swiss brand, of the top 20 Swiss brands, and of the low 20 Swiss brands. So we analyzed what kind of videos were working and not. So in general, this year on TikTok, TikTok grew from last year to this year, 30% in Swiss users and 55% in video views. So they're spending a lot of time. In average now, a bit more than an hour. It's 62 minutes actually. How many users? This I cannot say in public, but if you're a customer of us, I can say you the actual number. I'm not allowed to say it in public. NDAs. When we had a look and last April, there were 18 companies, Swiss companies active on TikTok. Now there are 100. They have produced more than 4,000 TikToks within a year and have collected more than 23 million likes. And as you can see on the right-hand side, especially Red Bull, they have great content. So they collected a lot of likes and also followers. They did it because of great content. Rado did it because they did lots of advertising. And eBay did it because I think they the best footballers in Switzerland right now. And that's why they're performing also pretty well. Tataki, you see them here. It's a media outlet in the French part of Switzerland. So in general, media outlets like Zweia Morge, for example, Energy. So all these guys are doing a great job. So they're creating content. So that's always generates lots of likes, shares, and views on TikTok. 2/3 have business accounts. The other part isn't semi-legal on TikTok. And even 1/3 is verified. Verified means you have the blue checkbox on your profile, and you're able to access also more sounds, license-free sounds on TikTok. What are the takeaways from this year on TikTok? So followers don't count. They're completely irrelevant. So you can have like some hundred or some thousands of followers. In the top 10, top 20, in the middle, there's no correlation between followers, views, and likes. What we have seen that the top 20 Swiss companies, they were posting 4 to 5 times more than the low performers. So you have to be active on TikTok to get the attention and to get viral. You don't need to use trending sounds. So personal private accounts are using lots of trending sounds, dancing and doing whatever they like to. So that's not needed to go viral. It's always nice, but it's not needed. We saw, the top performers, they have their own stories. They have good stories, sometimes even without any sound. Maybe it's lip sync, maybe it's license-free sounds. So you don't need trending sounds to be successful on TikTok as a company. We saw the most correlation of viral videos or videos which are above the average. They have lots of comments. compared to the average videos, but sometimes they have many likes and many shares. But the most important correlation were comments. And yeah, and what's obvious is, so if you do advertising, if you boost your TikToks, you get lots of likes, lots of views, sure, lots of shares and comments, and also followers. 10% of all video views will generate also 10% of those people profile views. So people will look at your profile, watch other videos, and also follow you. So that's pretty special compared to Instagram and Facebook. You can do lots of advertising. People will like maybe your content which you are boosting, but they won't follow you normally. So on TikTok, it's much easier. These are our takeaways, how TikTok works from 1 year of TikTok. Yeah. So now I will hand over to um, Aschwani, and I have to find how I can stop sharing my screen. Perfect. So the stage is yours.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. So I'll start sharing my screen. Just give me 1 minute. Yeah. Mike, I think you need to enable screen sharing for me. Mike, you're on mute.
So now it should work, or else forget.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so before I start, a brief introduction. So I'm Ashwani. I've been with Reportgarden for more than 6 years now, and Reportgarden has been in the industry since 2013. What we are is we are a tool that helps digital marketing agencies have reporting and dashboard solutions for their clients. We also provide budget tracking. Today, we'll quickly cover how you can efficiently create reports and dashboards, especially around the benchmarks that Mike had previously discussed on a tool like Report Garden, and share it with your clients and keep tracking them. So this is where we come in. Reports, we do live dashboards that you can share with your customers. We also do scheduling, meaning that if you want to generate a weekly report or a monthly report and you want it delivered as a PDF or an Excel directly to your client's inbox, you can automate all of that within Report Garden. Apart from that, we also do keyword tracking. You can find point the country and the zip code that you want to track your keywords, and it tracks organic keyword ranking. We also deal with tracking budgets, maintaining invoices based on ad spend, and proposal and lead gen modules. So we have close to 800 ad agencies that currently use our reporting solution. We have over 10 million budget that's tracked within our tool, over 150,000 keywords that are crawled and tracked every day, over 50,000 live dashboards that are being served to various clients as we speak. We've integrated with almost all the major ad providers and ad networks and social media. So if you see, we've integrated with Google, Microsoft, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. The latest addition being TikTok. We also integrated with Criteo previously this week. And in case there's any integration, any data source that you're looking to, we are more than happy to see how we can get it in our portfolio. So we'll quickly cover how we can do social media reporting on ads and analytics, creating KPIs, and we can briefly touch upon the KPIs for TikTok as well. So one thing that you'll get with Report Garden that you don't get with any other tool is basically any post that you make on social media or any post that you put in your PPC. We actually get the embedded post and we put this in your report or a dashboard, and it gets downloaded as a PDF. So you don't need to have confusing reports sent out to your clients which contains ad names or ad text. You can actually embed these posts as is within the tool, which I'll show you next. Comprehensive overview across all social media KPIs. You can track Facebook, Twitter, a combination of Facebook and Twitter, your own calculated metrics within the tool as well. So going over to the tool, The tool itself is very, very easy to use. Once you sign up, you have a free trial and you go to link your accounts. You have all the integrations available over here. You can just choose the integration and you can link it. Once this is available, we have over 50 templates that you can use to directly get started and create your reports and dashboards. In case you want to create a customized one, you can always start from scratch and create that as well. So let's quickly move on to our dashboard and reporting solutions that we offer. So here, what I've done is I've done a complete social analytics dashboard, and in this dashboard, I'll be tracking the data for Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. So for my Facebook organic posts, these are the top metrics that I want to see. Adding editing widgets, it's pretty easy. You'll find every metric that's there on your Facebook Insights and Facebook Business Manager within over here. We have a variety of charts in case you want to place widgets side by side. You can also do that and have a layouting system. And these are a few metrics. You can create line charts. And the interesting part that I was talking about is basically embedding the posts. So you can embed the posts over here as well, and you can show the metrics right beside it. Same thing with Instagram, same thing with LinkedIn. You can follow all your company pages, every activity that's done, embed your posts, Twitter. And what's more, we actually offer a completely white labeled solution where you can have your own portal with your own branding. Your customer will not know that it's Report Garden that's powering underneath the hood. So we created a test portal. So this is how you can look, how it's going to look. You can customize the look and feel of this. You can have your logo. You can have your own URL. You can white label it. You can say reports.acme.inc or reports.yourcompanyname.com. And all these reports and dashboards, you can give it in the portal behind a very secure authentication that will be generated by the system. Moving over to reports, again, this is like a sample TikTok report. You can embed your TikTok videos as well over here. Another cool feature that we have is you can create metrics on the fly. So, for example, if you want to actually calculate the frequency, you can create this calculated metric where you basically say TikTok reach divided by TikTok impressions, call it frequency, and it's going to be a decimal. You create this metric, it automatically comes up over here as a calculated metric, and there you go. It's going to calculate the metric automatically as we speak. And over here, you can do a variety of combinations. You can combine metrics across data sources, something like this. You can name it and you can choose the right accounts, and the data is going to come up. So you're pretty flexible over here. Almost every combination is possible. And this way, you can track all your KPIs across social media in one dashboard. The same thing extends to other PPC channels as well, even for Google ads. If you're running a YouTube ad, we can directly embed that YouTube video into your report and dashboard as well. So coming to the reports, reports are also, you can have a cover page, completely customize them, and you can schedule this to go directly into your client's inbox. So if you want a weekly report that contains an overview of your Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, you can just select weekly, select the date and time that it's going to go out, select who you want to send it to. We also white label your domains, and things are going to work seamlessly for you. And we also have a client portal. So with this portal that you expose to your customers, you can track the number of visits that it's getting over the last 30 days to see which client is active, which client you're engaging in. And you can use these reports and dashboards to have your weekly or your monthly discussions with your clients to discuss more about your KPIs. So this is a quick overview of what Report Garden can do. And yeah, you can always sign up to Report Garden. We have a 14-day free trial, and as part of this, we are also having an offer. If you sign up, if you get on board with us for a monthly plan, you get 15% off for the first 3 months. If it's an annual plan, you get 2 months plus 20% off on your annual plan. The coupon codes are over here, which will be emailing to all of you once the demo is over. You can also schedule a demo with us. Our support and our consultation is always free of cost. You can reach out to us at any time, and we'll be helping you in setting up your reports, your dashboards, any query that you have, we'll be happy to help. Yeah, so that's a brief about Report Garden. Over to you, Mike.
Okay, great. Thank you. So, so from my point of view, some few last words. So I have tested many different tools, and also lots of tools had wrong KPIs or were not reliable enough. So sometimes you have some numbers, sometimes not, sometimes they were wrong. And I always found sometimes you cannot filter certain stuff, and you have your Instagram advertising impressions within the Facebook reports, for example. From my part of view, Report Garden is pretty well done and super flexible, and at the same time you have lots of like ready templates to do reports. What I like also from an agency point of view, but also for bigger corporates which have maybe different business lines, you have this fully customizable reporting interface. Mine is under reports Schwede.ch, and then you have different customers, or one customer only can access one certain customer dashboard or in-depth reports. So we have normally some basic dashboards, and then you have in-depth reports with detailed reviews, for example. And we manage all our customers, including budgets and stuff. So you have a great overview about the performance in general also, and also the customer health. So I like it pretty much from this point of view also. So we can do a Q&A, and I just saw that there was one first question from Sebastien. Salut, Sebastien. On average, you said that you need to reach people 8 to 12 times before they act convert. Is that correct? Yes. So we saw when we did campaigns with frequencies between 1, 2, 3, 4, then we had lower conversion rates than when we had ad campaigns with a higher frequency. We saw an increase of conversion rates. Because I think nowadays, einmal ist keinmal. Then the first time you don't see it, the second time you maybe recognize it, the third time you will look at it, but you will forget it, so on and on. But always use different creatives and try to retarget people, tell them a story within different ads. You can check out my content marketing funnel, so you can learn a little bit about the different stages, emotions, needs, and actions. And there you have to create content. And so if you frequently in contact 8 to 12 times, the conversion will increase, but try to have different interactions, not always the same thing. So it would be like if you want to date a girl and you ask her out, always the same questions. You want to have a drink, you get boring. So you have to try out certain different strategies, maybe send out some flowers. Yeah, so other questions, voice, or you can just put it into the chat if you like. Juan, Noemi, Sonia, Vivek, Vivian. You can just turn on your microphone if you like to talk, or your video. So in general, thanks. Yeah. How is TikTok instrumental to drive conversions here in Switzerland? So you got two possibilities. In general, if you boost organic TikToks, you got lots of engagement, followers, reach, this kind of stuff. If you do dark posts, you get lots of clicks. So if you want to drive traffic to your website, you always have to do dark posts. Within the dark post, you have different possibilities, and we are whitelisted for all the possibilities right now in Switzerland. They're coming new and new. And one thing are now lead ads, which we know from LinkedIn and Facebook. And we're just trying out some campaigns with lead ads. You can create leads. You have a deep Shopify integration coming this June, maybe July. So you can directly integrate Shopify deeply within TikTok and track everything. That's pretty interesting. We did a campaign for a well-known Swiss cutlery brand. And the goal was reach and awareness, engagement, followers, but still we did had some few conversions. So I think when you do e-commerce campaigns, you will have a lot of conversions. Awareness, it's the most important thing, I would say, on TikTok. You're right. But I think the huge difference, there's lots of engagement compared to Facebook and Instagram. Anyone else? Today we are free. Tomorrow will cost lots of money if you have questions. Okay, I think there's nothing else coming in or someone trying to unmute their microphone. I hope you can still try to do it. We will send out a newsletter tonight, maybe tomorrow. It's apéro time, huh? And then you will get the slides from both slide decks and including also our Shankly, so the couponing code, and we will put also the online version, a recording of this session, this afternoon session, so maybe you can recheck it. If you have anything else to be asked, just send us an email. We're happy to help, and also Aschwani is always happy to do online demos and ask all the questions or answer all the questions you have. Okay, thank you. Have a nice evening, guys, and Aschwani.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks for your time. Do feel free to visit the Report Garden site. Sign up. We have a 14-day trial period. So, in case you have any questions, you can just reach out to us. You can reach out to us through chat, or you can drop us an email at support@reportgarden.com. Me or one of my teammates will immediately jump and we can help you out.
So,
thanks for your time. Have a good evening.
have a good evening. Cheers, guys.
Bye, everyone.